Welcome back again, everyone. Today you're joining me under the bonnet of the MX5. Where else would I be? Let's have a look at the state it's in. I got rid of the dynamic chamber, and I've got to say that is probably one of the hardest parts to get off without going the whole hog and, you know, getting rid of everything else underneath and around it. It hurt my hands. But it's off, and we can finally see inside the inlets where the back of the valves are. So I think, even though like I say, this engine I think is a no-go, I just don't have the room, unfortunately, to comfortably do an engine swap. What I think I might do is I might do a bit of experimentation. You see these videos online of people with the seafoam and the Red X and all that stuff. I think I'm going to give that a shot and just see where it gets. And if not, I've disassembled most of it. I can disassemble more, and that will just help me with the braking process. So yeah, you can see the car's looking a bit worse for wear. Front bumper's gone, lights are gone, intake's gone, the dynamic chamber and all the other gubbins. But we're going to put this on hold for a minute because look what's turned up. Yes, it arrived about 20 minutes ago. I listened to the car, and the gent, he drove it, the driver, the delivery driver, drove it up onto the driveway, and I've not had a look around it yet. So we're going to do that live now and see what we've got. So let's get to it. One thing we did get, which is quite nice, is 2 keys. We'll take one. One thing I have tested already is as to whether or not the central locking works, and it's a no-go. So for now, we're just going to have to use the physical key. So let's go front to back as usual. Front wheel. Yeah, I noticed this whilst it was on the flatbed being driven off. The tyre is deflated. It wasn't like that in any of the pictures. It's a wonder, like, I don't know when the pictures from Copart are actually taken. So it could have been a case it's been sat there for a long time and the lot's just waited to go up, or it has a slow deflation or something along those lines. That's happened in the past week. The date code on it, it's got great tread. Date code is 3620, so they're about 4 years old. I mean, obviously it's dirty, but the wing looks good. Mirror, albeit dirty, looks okay. Door's pretty straight, again, just dirty. Another good tyre. Same brand as the one at the front, same date code, so those two were swapped at the same time by the looks of things. Brakes, there's no lip. Calipers seem a bit crusty. No lip on the front. Brake pads on the front have a chunk of meat on them, and the rears seem to as well. Now, can I see inside there? Can't really take a look at the spring, but that arch is absolutely perfect. Body on this might be pretty sweet. Whilst we're on this side, the roof starting to develop little ecosystems, but no tears. Feels quite intact. So I think a good clean and the roof should be good. We are missing some good old wheel nuts there, but I've got plenty for the MX5, so not to worry. I think we can make one good set of wheels from the 2 sets we have. We'll go inside momentarily. Rear light looks good. Bumper looks fine. These look a bit sooty, but should clean up, hopefully. Let's have a gander in the boot. This is cleaner than the other one, at least. Cool. I'm already getting like a smoker's smell. Okay. Let's have a look. What do we have? We do. Good stuff. Okay, nice. So this is, we saw this on the pictures from Copart, the back cluster and a bit of damage there, but we can swap that out easy enough. That arch though, yeah, bit muddy, bit muddy, but looks good. Again, same type of Delinte tyre. Where's the date code? Just to be sure, 3620. Good chunk of meat, nice. Goes pretty straight. The mirror, okay. Lacquer peel all over. That needs replacing. Roof from this side. Yeah, this roof's in better condition than the other one. They're very similar, to be honest, but I think this will clean up better. Doesn't show the tape and adhesive anywhere near as much. 2 wiper blades, whoa, posh. This wing looks cool. Front wheel, oh, let's hope we've got the locking wheel. I think these will clean up okay. Yeah, that tyre's good as well. And same date code, I'm assuming. Yes, okay, so I wonder if this has been looked after. I say that with these gammy headlights. Ugh. Well, we've just cleaned those other ones up. We can swap them out, or because we're going to have the bumper off anyway, right? Because, yeah, this has been in an accident. You can see it's put the bumper under quite a chunk of stress. It's come away here, so we're going to be replacing that or swapping them over anyway. I'll take that bumper off. I'll scavenge all the bits I can, like the inserts for where the fog lights would go in the 2 litre and the grille. Maybe even the emblem if I can. Okay, outside, the bonnet. Okay, cool, that's just dirt. Yeah, the bonnet's in better condition than the other one as well. Sweet. Okay, let's have a quick mooch inside, then we'll fire her up. Oh, that is going to need replacing. It didn't actually have an aerial in the photographs, so yay, I guess, but it's pretty disgusting. I think I've got another one over there on the other, which is a bit better. Okay, sill plates, bit of dent in there. Yeah, it's a mess in here. It's super gritty. Smells, it's got that smoker smell, but it's not, I don't think it's anything that won't clean up. The seat belt, yeah, okay. Again, might swap that with the other ones. I've not actually tried the other ones installed yet to see whether or not the washing actually worked. Shout out to the person in the comments who mentioned these back storage cubbies. I didn't realise the non-power retractable hardtop had them, because they're not there in that particular version. Okay, let's have a look at everything else. Okay, locking wheel nut key, good stuff. Some red stuff in there, I don't know what that is. Yeah, you can smell tobacco. Not the end of the world. Ooh! We didn't get one of these in the other one. I mean, Mazda's service history is all digital now anyway, so I'll have a look through that and I'll update you as to whether or not there's anything in there, but I highly doubt it, to be honest. Okay, okie dokie, let's see if the roof comes down. It does. Cool. Let's just have a quick mooch on the other side. Okay, someone's already been here. Nothing in that cubby. Oh, that seat belt. Yeah, same problem. fair enough. Okay, it's dirty, it needs a good old sweep, but I think other than that, not too bad. Let's have a quick mooch under the bonnet, and then we'll fire up. Okay, it's a bit dusty, but again, most engine bays are, let's be fair. Let's have a look at this. Okay. None of the Mayo. These are always a bit hard to read, but okay, that looks good. And the oil, it's actually brown. Smells good. Do not eat it. Does we have coolant? Oh, we has loads of coolant. God damn it. There we go. Topped up with water. That's cool. Uh-oh. The brake fluid looks semi-clean. Can we get a quick look at this? Oh, it's an MX5's part jobby again. From what I can see, it's not as clean as the other one, but it's not mega dirty neither. Cool. Alright, I think it's about time we fired this up. Let's have a go. Okay, round 2. Let's hope for no knocking. Fingers crossed. Let's ignition on. Let's try the windows first. Let's turn that off. Radar works at least. So yes from the window. This one. Okay, good. Oh yeah, let's try those mirrors too, why not? Whilst we're at it. Right. Great. Left does as well. All good. Let's give it a shot. 3, 2, 1, and go. This sounds way less agricultural than the last one. Oh. No smoke. Let's give it a bit of a rev. Not too bad. Hey, I'm happy. I think what we can do is we can salvage some parts from this. So what we've got the wheels and tyres, a couple of them, maybe the seat belts. We've got the front bumper, the headlights. I've not checked the battery yet, and we can swap the battery over. Brakes on the outset. They look just as good. They don't look as clean as the others, but I think they've got just enough material on them, like the others. So brakes should be good. The roof is fine. That should clean up really well. I think it could be a swap job. Clean it up, buff it, you know, do all that stuff, because that should be fun, right? You know, doing whatever constitutes as an engine detail on something this old, and yeah, get it sold, I think. And then what we can do is we can turn some attention to breaking this and getting parts sold. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. All right, result, let's get it turned off. And today I'm gonna have to run out and do some errands, but I think work starts in earnest for MX5 Part 2, the sequel, tomorrow. Join me then. Good morning, it is another day, and I've got some Mazda service history for you. Essentially, as part of my errands yesterday, I thought I'd whip by a Mazda dealership take my Copart receipts in, because I only had one of the V5s, and see whether or not they would give me the digital service history. Typically I go to Oakman Mazda for this, but I was in a different direction, so I went into town, and yeah, they gave it me. They were very, very nice. I gave them the receipt, which had the VIN and the registration information on it, and they were able to get me the service history from the cars, any that was done at either a Mazda dealership or one that's like a verified dealership with Mazda. All Mazdas now, since like I think like 2004, 2005, have been doing digital service history. So let's take a quick look through it and see how these cars have been treated. Again, doesn't show stuff outside of the Mazda group per se. The first one, the one that's bought, has like 100,000 miles on it at the moment. So where did that go dead? So it had service history. It had its PDI at Robinson's Mazda, which is in Leicester. Then Brooklyn Mazda at 13,000 miles. Brooklyn Mazda at 27,000 miles. Warrington Mazda, that's interesting. That's quite local, at 40,000 miles. And in Harding's garage at 68, and MX5 City in Sheffield at 77, and then it goes blank. So there was a bit of a gap. The last Mazda service was at Warrington Mazda in 2009 at 40,000 miles. Then there's a 28,000 mile jump, and also 6 years before it gets its next service at Preston. And its last official service, I say official service that can be traced anyway, was at MX5 City in 2018. So, between 2018 and, it's actually quite likely that between 2018 and now it's not had a service. Well, that's where that one ends. The one that arrived yesterday has around about 60,000 miles on the clock. I can't remember precisely. And that has had a chunk of service history at main dealer. Quite a lot, actually. So at Mazda in Heath Road, which is it's called MKG 3000, the PDI at 10 miles. The next year had a service at 5,000 miles at the same place, at 8,000 miles, 11,000 miles, 14,000 miles, 15,000 miles, 19,000 miles, 23,000 miles, 25, 28, 29, and 32, all at MKG 3000. So that's 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15. So I believe it's been serviced since then, because the oil in it is quite fresh. I'm yet to check plugs and stuff like that. It looks like this might have been relatively well looked after, but we only have half of its service history. But it's something is better than nothing. So yeah, if you want your digital Mazda service record, if you purchase a car from Copart, or you don't have any Mazda service history, go into the dealership, give them a shout, and they might be able to trace some of it for you. So yeah, good stuff. Okay, I think what I need to do today, one thing I'm very conscious of is I've not actually driven this yet properly, as in like down the road, through the gears, trying the brakes. So I'm gonna have to move the S2000, I'm gonna move this into a nicer location, jack it up. I'm gonna take 2 of the best wheels from this, preferably matching ones. I think the rears on this are really good. It's a square set, put them on the front of this, clean the windscreen at least to get all this stuff off it, and then I'm gonna take it out for a drive, give it a once over, and just feel what it's about, see if I hear any suspension clunks, see if the brakes actually engage and work proper, see how it handles, then get it back on the drive and start migrating some of the stuff from this over, starting with the bumper and the headlights. So let's get to it. Okay, so new front wheels and tyres on the car. I say new to this car. Came off that one, but they match on the front and they match on the rear now, and they've got plenty of tread. New valve caps, and also I've put 21mm nuts all around. This had a mixture of 21mm and 19mm, and I believe the 19s came off the NA/MB. I believe the NC has 21. Anyway, this has 21 all around now. Torqued up to manufacturer's specs. We're just about ready to go for a drive, but what we need to do first is just take the sticker and rub all this off. So you'll next join me in the car, out and about, so see you then. So you join me on the road now, a bit away from my house, and so far this feels really smooth. I'm getting like a kick over 3,000 RPM, which I wasn't expecting, but it goes through the gears fine, and for lack of a better term, it feels really compliant. Sounds good. I mean, when taking off, there was a slight bit of grind, I think, coming from the rear brakes, but that might be down to it just sitting for a while. So we'll see what that sounds like when I go slow in a moment. But just cruising now, this feels really good. The steering is super tight, and the gearbox, I'm not sure if there's a difference between the 5 and the 6 speed, obviously apart from the extra gear, but this feels really, I guess, smooth, and I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. Maybe it's because I'm trying to compare it to the likes of the S2000, which is very snickety, crack, crack, crack into gears. It's very like precise. This feels precise, but it like glides in, and it feels really nice. In the limited braking I've done so far, brakes feel really, really tight, solid. Yeah, this is really nice, really, really good. So far, so good. Okay, let's knock it down a couple of gears. Yeah, this is really good. Hopefully the sound's okay. I put the windows up just to try and maintain as much sound quality as possible. Whoa! Nearly lost my heart then. We're at 60 miles per hour now. And it's doing great. It's really doing good. Not going to push my luck too much. I'm going to start making my way back now. Yeah, moving slow. I'm not getting the grind I was earlier, so hopefully that was just a bit of rust on the brakes. Yeah, this feels smooth. Feels really good. I'm getting no like rich smells. It's consistent. Power's good. I get a bit of a kick at 3,000, 3,500 RPM. It's been a very, very long time since I drove the 2 litre. I've driven a 1.8, but the NC2, but that was like in, must be what, 2013 now? So I have no frame of reference. It's completely gone from my memory. But so far, this feels really nice. Super tidy. I think this will clean up really well. I brought some water just in case I got stranded, and also my trusty Noco charger and booster. But I don't think I'm gonna need it. Yeah, I think this is spot on. I think now, you know, it's up to temperature, it's running sweet. We've got good wheels and tyres on. I think now if we just do some of the cosmetics, so bumper, lights, mirror, give it a clean, a buff, get the interior cleaned as well. I'm tempted to try and lacquer that light, but the Galaxy grey paint has kind of like a fleck in it, and where the clear coats come away, it looks like the flecks disappeared, so I'm not sure if they do something special there. So I might just play it safe and swap the mirror over. But I think once all that's done, this is going to be a sweet ride. I'm in it now, and I'll be honest, driving it, it's nice. I am actually tempted to keep it. I doubt I will, I've got too many cars. But this is... Yeah, I'm over the moon with this. This is awesome. I was not expecting it to be this tight. I don't want to use the word refined because it's anything but. It's you know, it just feels solid. It's not pulling to the side. Don't really know what else to say, so you'll join me back on the drive. See you shortly. Okay, we're back on the drive, and I've got to say after that, I'm super surprised, very surprised at how well that handled itself on the road. It really was. I mean, obviously, I didn't do anything super vigorous, but you know, a bit of spirit, daily driving. This is nice. This is really good. I think this will clean up brilliantly, and you know, after getting bitten by that guy over there on Copart, this has restored my faith somewhat. I think from now on, one of my takeaways from this process so far is buy insurance write-offs. Don't buy Cat U cars. Buy insurance write-offs unless you're going to break them. I think there's still money to be made in this by parting it, and obviously some of this is going to make its way into this guy. But don't buy Cat U cars. Buy Cat NRSs. So I'm going to start work on this right away. Luckily, looks like it's gonna be in the shade, a bit more comfortable. I'm going to drive this up onto the race ramps, and I think the first protocol is to change out the bumper and the headlights. Then once that's done, I think I am going to swap over the seat belts, because it's one thing that did really annoy me about that. Getting out of the car, the seat belts were really, really bad. So hopefully the cleaning job we've done on the other seat belts will do the trick, and we'll have ourselves some retracting seat belts. From there on, it's literally cleaning it, replacing the mirror, tidying it up and letting it go. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so that's the front bumper and headlights off. You know, after taking it off the other car, that was a breeze. The hardest thing about it being some of the plastic clips, but I tried to maintain as many as possible, and we've still got the bundle of stuff that we have from the other car. One thing you can notice when taking it off, this side of the bumper where the impact was has completely separated from like the fascia. So that bumper's like completely gone. I mean, yeah, you could plastic weld it and do all that jazz, but you know, more work than it's worth. At some point I will salvage all the bits I can, the grill, inserts, maybe even the foam, whatever, and then cut that up and then get rid of it. What I'm going to do before putting the other headlights in is I'm just going to give this a spray down, just clean it a little bit of all the dust and stuff like that, and then reverse the process, get the bumper back on, and hopefully it should look a bit neater. And here you can see this is the one we've just taken off, quite cloudy, and this is the one we're going to put on, a lot cleaner. I can probably go through and do another buff, which I might do before putting these on, just around the edges here, just to get it a bit cleaner. But these are a lot nicer than these, and what I can do with these is I can sell these because they work. Nothing's broken on them, they just need a buff as well, so you know, we can buff these down and get them looking like this and get them shifted. So I've cleaned, you know, give the under, what would you call it, under bumper stuff, the crash bar and all that jazz, slam panel, give all that a bit of a spritz. Like, yeah, no one's going to see that, but I saw it, so at least I know it's relatively clean with the stuff going on. New lights on, yep, they make a massive difference. And I'm gonna toll away now at putting the bumper back on. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to subject you to any more time lapses during this video, I don't think. What I'll do is I'll put this on and you'll join me in a couple of seconds once it's on. So the bumper is back on, the lines look good, just got 2 more bolts to put in at the front under the grille, and then the inserts need to go back on. But I hope we can all agree, yes, it needs a wash, but it looks a lot tidier now. No crease here, no crack fascia, and some nice clean looking lights for all intents and purposes. Now join me round the back. I am not going to do the seat belts today. I just cannot be arsed. I know, everybody wants to see whether or not my ultrasonic cleaner worked, but you're just going to have to wait for another part. Calm yourselves down. What I am going to do though, as the final job for today, is replace the rear cluster. What makes this neat is I've already taken it out of the donor car and I know exactly what to do. I'm going to go and get my trim tool, pop out these clips, take this fascia out, and then behind this are the light controls, or the light plugs. I'm going to unplug them, and then there's 3 10mm bolts. Once they're out, I can give it a little bit of a knock and then pull the cluster out. The one that's in there is cracked, this one isn't. Gonna get that done and then call it a day. I think we can all agree that interior trim is the worst thing on cars. The actual part, the mechanical or electrical, typically is easy, but getting plastic trim pieces back in and all the little plugs is a effing nightmare. There you go, that's the old cluster. Pretty good condition apart from the big chunk out the back here. Let's take you off there. As you can see, that one's in. Still got the mark there. We can touch that up and buff it, but I think that looks a lot better. So I think we're done for today. So the takeaways, I think that new MX5 is pretty good. It's restored my faith in the Copart system. You know, I'm only going to be buying Cat N or S cars going forward, you know, unless something really tickles my fancy. But you know, anything that's going to involve an engine swap at this moment in time is probably just a no-go given limited space. But we've got a car to dismantle and we've got a car to tat up essentially. That new one drives really well, I'm super happy with it. New bumpers on. You know, this car donated its headlights, its rear cluster. I will get to the seat belt soon and I will clean that car within an inch of its life, replace the mirror, and then I think we're golden. Again, not going to be a concourse car. I'm actually going to be selling it to family, so you know, I'm due to make money back, and anything I sell from the breaker car should make me a profit. Then I can focus on something else. So yeah, there's going to be a couple more videos on this. We're going to do the interior, give the exterior a clean. It needs an MOT, which I'm pretty confident it will pass. If it doesn't pass on anything, it will either be emissions or suspension components that I can't really get a good look at. But having a look underneath when I was installing the bumper, it looks really clean, really clean. And the body on it is almost immaculate to my eye, to the point where I think once I've washed it and it's dried, I'm actually going to Lanogard or Schultz some of the bottom, the sills, just so that in future it doesn't have that issue. But yeah, that is pretty much it for today in this video. If you like it, give us a like. If there's any feedback, please say so or mention in the comments. If there's anything you think I should do to this particular car before I let it go, then let me know. Or if there's anything from any of the cars that I own that you'd like to see, then give us a shout. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do like an engine swap or any of that jazz with this. I just don't have the facilities yet. Maybe in the future, if I get a ramp or if I get a lift or something like that, I think that's when I would really want to tackle that type of stuff, if I ever get my a workshop of my own. But as it stands, I think we'll go for Cat N and Cat S cars with, you know, superficial body damage or easy. I say easy, you know, there can be difficult fixes, but no engine out fixes is I think what I want to avoid. Anyway, I digress. If you like the video, give it a like, a subscribe. Really helps small channels like this. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, have fun.